Hello and welcome to the first episode of Techify, where today we'll be covering the Apple event over at Cupertino that happened last night. So yesterday was quite an exciting day because we got a lot of leaks about the new Apple releases, for example the iPhone 14, the AirPods Pro 2 and the new Apple Watch, all of which came true. So I'm here to speak to you about what Apple actually said about them and what we now know, and any other interesting facts. So basically, the iPhone 14, 14 Plus, and 14 Pro, and 14 Pro Max was released yesterday. The iPhone 14 just got some incremental upgrades, nothing too major. The 13 mini was replaced by the 14 Plus, so there's no mini size this year actually. The iPhone 14 comes in at 6.1 inches, where the 14 Plus comes in at 6.7 inches, so it's bigger. Another interesting thing is that the new blue colour was added. It reminds me of Sierra Blue of the iPhone 13 Pro from last year actually. It's quite a nice colour. It's got the XDR display built in, so it's also a better display than the iPhone 13 that came before it. It's also got a crash detection, which means if you're driving and there is a major crash detected, it will inform emergency services. It's got an improved battery. We're talking 20 hours of video playback on the iPhone 14 and 26 hours of video playback on the iPhone 14 Plus. It's still got MagSafe, of course. The iPhone 14 comes in at £849, where the 14 Plus comes in at £949, so that's nearly £1,000. Last year, from what I remember, the iPhone 13 Pro came in at £999, so it is bridging the gap quite close. The price has been moved up by Apple over there, but $949, that is quite a lot of money for like just not even a Pro phone. Moving on, iPhone 14 Pro and the Pro Max, it's got a new dynamic island instead of the notch. You've still got a standard like smaller notch on the standard 14, but on here you've got what Apple calls the new dynamic island. It's quite an interesting move by Apple, so it's a bit like a pill-shaped cutout, and it adapts to like notifications that come on the top of the screen. We've also got a new always on display, and it still displays quite a lot of information like your basic widgets and your wallpapers. We've got a 65% larger sensor. It's now 48 megapixels, and it's got OIS still, so you're able to better record stabilized footage just handheld. And you've got a new purple color and a black color. Now listen to this. The prices of the 14 Pro. So it starts at, just saying on the Apple website, £1,099. Just imagine that. That's for the base 128GB option. Then the 14 Pro Max starts at £1,199.
Wow.
That is quite a step up from last year. But for me, these phones, there's only very small changes in what has actually been changed on the inside, and I don't think they are actually worth the upgrade, for example, from the 13 if you've still got the 13. Now moving on, the AirPods Pro 2 were released, highly anticipated, however quite disappointing, I must say. I expected way more. They've got the lanyard loop, they've got speakers on the bottom so you can hear it better, and you can find the case via Find My App. Apple's talked a lot about how they've improved their spatial audio of the AirPods Pros 2. But I think they did overhype it a bit too much, to be honest. Now, for the interesting stuff, the Apple Watch Series 8. Oh, also the SE was updated. It's been slightly updated from the past SE first gen. So now this Series 8 has temperature sensing, which helps a lot with, for example, the menstrual cycle tracking that Apple also talked a lot about. Now, what really got me excited is the Apple Watch Ultra. So now, the Apple Watch Ultra, basically I feel like as if it's a direct competitor to the Samsung Galaxy Watch Pro, the Series 5 Watch Pro. However, it outbeats it by quite a lot, to be honest with you. Like pretty much on every spec it beats it. So we're talking a 49mm titanium case. Every single spec that you could imagine has been upgraded from the standard series, quite honestly. So I see that it is very competitive on what it has to offer, quite honestly. However, the one thing that does put me off a bit of, well, quite a lot, is the price. So it actually starts at £849, which is definitely not cheap. The screen's been upgraded. It's got 2000 nits of brightness at its peak. so it is quite visible in daylight. It's got its wayfinder watch face with night mode, so it just turns everything red so we're able to easier see it. It's got the new action button on the side, which allows you to set it for specific tasks if you would like it to, for example, start a certain type of workout. You've now got a dual speaker on there, and you've got a siren which emits an 86 decibel sound pattern, and it's able to attract attention from others. It's got a 3 mic array. The digital crown has also been slightly changed. It's got these like little notches along it, so it's easier to operate. It's actually got up to 36 hours of use, just normal everyday use, or up to 60 hours on low power settings. You've got 3 new loops: the Alpine loop, the Trail loop, and the Ocean band, which we have not seen before. So it's just overall a massive upgrade, I think. Not really a huge competition out there for this sort of watch for such an active lifestyle, to be honest, because that's what it's made for. It's also got the crash detection, it's also got the emergency SOS and fall detection, and simple things that you had on past watches. To be honest with you, the £849 price tag, wow, is way too much for its offering, and I don't think that it's worth it for a normal person. I think that the standard Series 8 or buying a refurbished Series 7 or even a Series 6, I think that is a way more worth it. And yeah, that's about it for the Apple event. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you around.